what he did in the end was the right thing. And so it was important for me to say thank you to him for that, and to let him know that I did forgive him.
25 years later, convicted serial killer William Reece pleads guilty to 3 murders in Texas. Today, the book finally closed on a serial killer who terrorized women more than 20 years ago.
William Reece entered guilty pleas in both Galveston and Brazoria counties. Prior to Reece coming forward in 2016 with information on the killings, all 3 of these murder cases were cold cases. And some of the law enforcement officers who worked the cases were side by side with families inside the courtrooms today. Adam Bennett following the case to its end today as Reece appeared dressed down in court. Adam?
And Adam Reece sentenced to life in Texas, but still facing death penalty in Oklahoma for a murder there.
That's right, Len. He was convicted of murdering Tiffany Johnston, a 19-year-old, back in 1997. That death penalty case is still making its way through appeals. But for families here, today marks the end of a quarter century of uncertainty. This morning in this Galveston County courtroom, it was a moment 2 families had been waiting 25 years for.
How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? Guilty.
William Reece pleaded guilty to murdering 12-year-old Laura Smither of Friendswood and 17-year-old Jessica Kane of Tiki Island back in 1997.
For 25 years is an awfully long time to be waiting for justice, and there were a number of years in there where we truly didn't think we'd ever see this day.
Immediately after that hearing, Reece was taken directly to Brazoria County. That's where he pleaded guilty to murdering 20-year-old Kelly Cox of Denton, also in 1997. The cases remained cold until Reece confessed in 2016 when he led investigators to the bodies of Kane and Cox. Smither's body was found a few days after she had disappeared.
And he was always very adamant about, I'm going to take responsibility for these cases. I mean, as you can see, he pled to 3 life sentences. He took the maximum in Galveston. Obviously, it was kind of a global working to keep him off death row. They didn't seek death here.
Cox's mother and daughter gave emotional victim impact statements. Reece kept his gaze downward throughout.
And I am just relieved that now the official records will show he was found guilty and convicted of taking my daughter away from us. So from that perspective, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Obviously emotional, but at the same time, I'm glad we're over this hump.
A spokesperson for the Texas prison system told me that they will be talking with Oklahoma authorities to figure out where Reece will spend his sentences behind bars. Len?
Yeah, I believe one of the mothers actually said the loss of a child, something you never get over. It is something you just learn to deal with. Adam, thank you. On an emotional day for all the families of the victims, you can go to KHOU.com to hear their reactions to William Reece's guilty plea.